Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to episode 3. Today, we are going to be talking about how you prepare for success. So, the big question for today's episode is, Are you ready for success?
Because success is not for everyone, or else everyone would be successful. So, what is it that makes success so hard? What do you think it is?
Well, I would have to go with the mindset, the confidence, and a few traits that we need to improve in order to be successful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree with that. But also, like, success is not an easy thing to accomplish. Like, whatever your goal, your goal is, whenever you get to your goal is when you get to your success. But there are many challenges. There's many obstacles in front of you that you're going to be facing. There's many doors that are going to be locked against you, and there's going to be a lot of people who are just going to trying to bring you down. So having that and knowing that people will try to bring you down and have you not succeed, you can get those people out.
Yeah. Right? Yes, you can. And there's also a few other elements to success, such as hard work, dedication, motivation, and confidence.
Yeah, which we talked about motivation in our last video. But also, a lot of people, when you do research online, you'll find like a lot of subjects about law of attraction.
Yeah.
Law of attraction is there's so many different kinds of it, and people may do so many different kinds, but the basic law of attraction is just creating that desire in you. So you know how like in law of attraction, this is what they talk about. They talk about wanting something or writing it down and repeating it constantly to yourself, and then you attract whatever you want. It comes to you. But the way they describe it is like it's some magical way of just like becoming true. And actually, it's not. It's I tried it. I tried like writing down my goals. Repeating it to myself every day. But I didn't find it like it's gonna magically come true. I found it that it started making my desire stronger. It started making me wanting that success more.
And that's probably what it is. That's what the law of attraction finally implies. It doesn't imply that instant success. It just it implies that whole the way you think about things and the way you want things and the way you're gonna achieve that goal. It creates that path for success.
Yeah.
So tell me more.
So it's basically law of attraction. This is how it works. Basically, it tells you to think about it. So think about whatever you want, whatever you desire, whatever your goals is, and the next week, 2 weeks, month, year, 10 years, whatever. Then what happens is once you start thinking, you keep on like thinking about like what your goals is. Then you can see it. You can visualize your goal and having that particular, object or whatever, that feeling of reaching that success, right?
Understandable, yeah.
So basically, you think about it. Once it's repeatedly thought, it will become vision. Like you can see it. Once you start seeing it, like you keep on seeing, yourself like in 10 years becoming like successful, then you say it. It becomes words. You know what I mean?
It becomes like a physical presence.
Words is kind of like it's part of physical, but like not really. But
it materializes more.
Yeah, it does. And then what happens is once it becomes verbally, then eventually it becomes an action. An action repeatedly becomes habits. Habits will equal destiny.
Yeah.
So basically, it starts with your thought, but you have to keep on. You can't just think about it and just sit there and do nothing. You have to, see yourself, reaching that goal, and then talk to people, go out there and get yourself out there and put yourself out there and try to attract positive people who are like-minded, people who for example, people who can help you to get you to your goal. That's verbally, It's not just like saying it to just random people. And then action is actually getting up, going to meetings, setting up meetings, finding, going to hang out with people who are like-minded as you. And then when you keep on doing it, they become your best friends. They become your really good friends. And all of a sudden, before you know it, you have a great idea. And that you never know that idea can, make you become successful.
You know what also makes you successful? Thinking about your education and the way education works. Now, where you have the institution and where institution goes, and at school and business faculty and all of that. Because I mean, as students, we're both actually involved in this
Education.
formal education, but we
Yeah.
also go through this self-education, and we're going with the self-education with you guys too. I mean, we don't know this. We're here to sort of like mention what we learn, but also mention things that people want, like people like us and like you want to hear. And
Yeah.
maybe if you think about something and you want us to talk about, leave it in the comments below.
Like we're just like one, like, you know, you're our friend, everyone's our friend, everyone who's interested in becoming successful is our friends. You know, we want to be around successful people, but you don't have to necessarily be going to, you know, at college or university.
No,
Like-
and there's other ways to like do that. I wanted to bring up the University of People. It's actually a university, online university for people who cannot afford to go to university, and the only thing that they ask for is the $100 tests, and maybe that's a stretch sometimes, but you can take the test anytime you want to, and when you're prepared for it, and they even have student loans and all of that, and you can actually get a degree. And this is a form that bridges the formal and the self-education, because you have the university mind, you have the university courses, but
Yeah,
you
the
also have that
mindset.
self-motivation and self determination on how to attain all these materials and how to attain all this, and that creates a precedent in your life, and that's how you become sort of successful.
Okay. Yeah. Well, to put it in a better example, like to put a much like simpler example of between like self-education and formal education. Think of education as when you graduate with a degree, you're rewarded with a car. Okay, just imagine, just imagine that you're rewarded with a car. This car needs gas, needs oil, needs coolant, needs water, needs all this fuel, like all this liquid, right? This car that you receive has none of this in it, you know. So basically, motivation can be your coolant. What's it called? Desire can be your gas, which is one of the strongest one. And then you can have little bit of like skills can be, like.
The water in your radiator.
Yeah, well, no, not that. Like the windshield water, you know, because it's not skills. Like, skills can get you places, but it's just not. It's not needed. You know, it's just like 5% of like the 100% of the effort. So basically, you can get to your goal with education faster, but you can still walk. You can still make friends who have cars. You know, by cars I mean degrees of like, you know, education, formal education. You even can take public transit, which is like more of a self-education, right?
Yeah.
But you can still walk, get to your goal. You don't need education, but having it just gives you an upper hand of, you know, it gets you there faster, and you know you have a winning card. Like,
And with that, I actually have to mention, like, there's quite a lot of business people who don't have degrees. It's basically, if you think about that stereotypical, like, Italian mobster kind of thing, and all of those, like, people who don't have an education, but they have that, like, street mentality, they have the vision, they have the confidence, and they have the creativity to get invested into something where a person with a degree would think that would be a higher risk. And that's the thing. You need to acknowledge where the risk is too much and where the risk is too low. That's where the formal and self-education go. Because formal will tell you this is how you calculate your risk. And self-education this is how you take that risk. This is what drives you.
oh, okay, yeah,
And
that's
which
true.
kind of ties in with the whole vision, like the way you have a vision and the way you like
You see things.
you see things, and the confidence levels that you have, which brings us to like the beginning of the video where you guys saw Arsham explain like how he envisions things, and I do the same thing but in a different way.
Yeah.
I like to materialize smaller objects and then increase from there and play it step by step, while Arsham takes like a bigger risk but has a higher reward. So basically there's two paths to the way we do things, and that's okay. Like either way, the end result is similar.
Yeah, and you don't have to like take other people's path. You don't have to go and say, this person did this to become successful, so I'm gonna do it. No, you can create your own path. It's a risk, like, but life is a risk. Life is all about taking risks. If you're not taking any risks, your life is pretty boring to me. Well, to me, if I'm not taking risks and I'm not, always challenging myself, I get bored and
And I like to inch my way. So I do it differently. I like to take risks, but I like to take every single small risk that I possibly can to obtain the bigger risk.
Yeah.
Instead of going with a smaller risk by risk, like the bigger risk with one shot. You get one shot to do this, one shot to do that.
Yeah.
I'm more of a laid back person, and I don't like taking that sort of risk. But again, that's a different choice. But that is the same thing. We are both willing to take risks, and this is why we embarked on this journey with you and with ourselves, because that's how it happens.
It's our happiness. This is like, for me, I'm trying to pursue my happiness. That's my success. That's my goal. And my happiness is very expensive. Mad blue Lamborghini. So it's very, my things that make me really happy is gonna cost a lot. So I have to do other things that, like business. Business is like, it will have the potential for me to get to what I want. And for everyone else is watching this, if you're having some sort of goal or like a vision or a dream, you don't have to. You can dream as big as you want, but at the same time, don't do things for making. Well, it's good to make other people happy, but it's do like what you love and follow your passion. Don't just do it for the money. It is good to have a passion for money, but it's just not gonna last. Just like we talked in our motivation, the first video, our motivation video.
Yeah.
So basically, dream as big as you can, and dream about your happiness. That's why you should vision your happiness, whatever makes you happy. If your happiness is to live in an island and be a farmer, I don't know who would dream that.
I don't know. Well, maybe you want to drive a little tractor around the little island.
Yeah, maybe that's your dream. But so don't dream about something like owning a penthouse, because it's not going to make you happy. Maybe it will do at times, it will, but you try to get to like your true happiness.
Yeah, and this is why many people actually have unsuccessful jobs. Like, the amount of stress created by a job like that is way too much to bear. Like, you see people have mental breakdowns, and this becomes a more often thing. And this is why, if you need help and you need to get out of your job, then you should, because
take the risk. Like, take the risk. What you only live once, and that's not the motto though, but you only live once. So you're gonna have to take the risk, or else you can't get out of your situation. It's kind of being like trapped in a big hole, or a big big canyon. Okay, think about your job, your position. It's like you're in a big canyon, and you have to climb out of it. You might fall,
and you can call for help. That's another thing.
You can get so much help once you start. Once you start attracting like people that are like-minded as you, and also getting people who are negative.
Yeah, they'll get you that ladder. You will build that success ladder, and you will be taking the first steps out of climbing that sort of steepness in which you're in. Like, for us, we're in a steep hole. We have no money. We have almost nothing, but because we're like-minded, we help each other and generate ideas and generate profit and we're generating right now. We're trying to generate a community with you guys that helps each other. And yes, there are thousands of communities out there, and the problem is you can't reach them because they're isolated, and you need that sort of help, because there's no individual that has made it that far without any help.
Yeah, because if you look at a very successful people and you model them, like them becoming your role model, well, they already reached success. You don't really know what they went through. So like we said in our other videos, everything we do and we say, we do implement it, and we don't give up. Like, we keep on going, we keep on doing it. If we don't see any results and we know it's not going to work, then we try something new. And that's where you guys motivate us to do better and better and keep pushing ourselves. And also, we would like to be those people that are helping. So you guys can email us. You can leave a comment, question. We can cover the questions. So just think of us as your friend, and whatever we know, whatever knowledge we have, we will share. And whatever you have, any knowledge you have, then we're happy to learn.
Yeah, and well, with this, we kind of have to conclude our video for this week.
Yeah.
But stay tuned for more.
Yeah, please don't forget to subscribe and give us a thumbs up. All right, have a good day. Bye.